Hey everyone, today's class is focusing on heart opening, but I'm calling it heart opening with backbone because back bends are not just about opening the heart, but also about finding strength and courage. So in the class, we are going to be focusing on opening, yes, the front of the body, the spine and the chest, the shoulders, but also strengthening the back side. So the hamstrings, glutes, and all the muscles along the spine. So let's get started. So to begin this practice, you are going to need 2 blocks, 1, 2, and we're going to start in virasana, which is this seated position or hero's pose. So you'll bring a block or possibly 2 just between your heels, long ways like this. And then you'll move the calves off to the side and find a comfortable seat. And then just bring your other block onto your lap because we're going to get very friendly with it. And then just begin by acknowledging that you are in a space of doing yoga, which means you're going to take a little bit more care with everything you do, being thoughtful, specific, but also open to being surprised, right? That sense of flexibility, right? Mentally. Find your breath. Feel the breath travel from the base of the pelvis up the spine through the crown of the head. So every time you breathe in, you illuminate the spine. Feel how long it is. In back bending, we prioritize length over depth. All right, so creating spaciousness in our spine, spaciousness in our practice, and in our life. So firm the lower belly in, lift the lower back, and then we're going to place the other block between our palms and reach it above our heads. If you have been to class with me before, this is one of my staples. It's definitely harder if you have a cork block. So you can also do this without a block. You would just interlace your hands, press your palms up. Okay, so reach your arms up. Enough talking. Sometimes you have to stop talking and just do the work. Pull the front ribs in. And then inhale, grow tall. Firm the upper arms in. Lengthen the back of the neck and lengthen your fingertips so you're not grabbing. That's much easier, but you lengthen and press into the palms. Good. Head on top of tail. Take a deep breath in. And then twist over towards the right. You're just wrapping the left ribs around, peeling the right ribs back. And the head stays on top of your tail. Continue to squeeze the arms, lengthen through the fingertips. It looks easier than it is. Steady your breath. Inhale, find length. Little deeper twist. Come back to center. This always makes me shake. It's so simple, but so effective. Inhale. And then twist over to the left. Wrap the right ribs around, pull the left ribs in. Good, and then lengthen your arms even more. Good, deep breath in. Twist. Wring it out, baby. Come back to center. Oofda, the shoulders. And release. Let's come to downward facing dog. Bring the blocks to the top of the mat. Good. Anchor the inner palms and then down dog. Down dog is such a good way to warm up the shoulders, which we need in our back bending. Get them nice and toasty. So just be still. Spread the toes. Hide the heels behind your toes. A little tuck of the chin to lengthen the neck. Make your spine long. And you can make it a little bit bendy if you like, if you want to press the chest forward, but just be careful if that's a big habit for you, then pull back, firm the ribs in. And deep breath in. And out. And rise onto the toes, and then take your time, hands heavy, tiptoe all the way to the top of the mat. Feet between the hands. And inhale, lengthen, pull the heart forward through the gateway of the shoulders, and fold. Sweep the arms all the way up. And circle the hands to the heart. Right, this is our center. We bring the thumbs to our sternum, our heart center, as this offering of our practice, offering the practice up to something beyond ourselves. Letting go. And when we let go, we become more open, more at ease. And this is the goal of backbending. Bring the feet together. And inhale, sweep the arms to the side, reach up, warming through the shoulders. And then exhale, fold. Inhale, fingertips, pull the shoulders back, heart forward. And then release, step your right foot back. Take your time, press away. Pick up the front toes, step your left foot back. And then this is where we elongate. Illuminate the spine from the heels through the crown of the head. Building heat, like you're squeezing lemons under your armpits. Or I love that cue of like you're screwing a mason jar on. That action, upper arms wrap back, biceps forward. Deep breath in. And then slowly lower all the way down. The same pace the whole way. Hands by the ribs, anchor the toes. Lift the lower belly. At end, press the feet down so the glutes work. Lower belly lifts, front of hips lift. And then start to lift the chest. So you can feel your back muscles engage, squeeze the elbows in. And this is what I'm talking about, backbone. It starts from the beginning, this foundation of strength. And then release. Again, inhale, lift. And then exhale, fold. One more, inhale, lift. You might come a little higher, but elbows in, lift the lower belly. Press the shoulder blades into the heart. And release. Press to knees, and then downward facing dog. Inhale. And exhale. 2 more breaths. Inhale. And exhale. And this is simple, right? Down dog is simple. The idea of opening the heart and the spine is simple, but not easy. You have to be willing to work through a little bit of confrontation, which is the work of the yoga practice. And rise onto the toes, and then tiptoe all the way to the top of the mat. Inhale, peel the chest forward and release. And sweep the arms all the way up. Illuminate. And then circle the hands all the way back to your heart. Coming home. Our heart is our home. All right, we have to take care of it. It's where we live. Inhale, lift up, lengthen. Tailbone lengthens down. And exhale, release. Inhale, heart forward. Step your left foot back. Then pick up the front toe, step the right foot back. That's so Annie Carpenter, she calls this joy pose. We have to embody joy and strength together. That's back bending. It's a joy, heart opening, but at the same time, it's strong. Slowly lower past chaturanga all the way down. Point the toes. Inhale, press the pubic bone down, lift lower belly, lift chest. And release. 2 more because I love cobra. I almost do cobra more than up dog now. You know, we go through phases. Let yourself be in a phase. And when you're in a phase, you just start to be able to go deeper. And unraveling every single bit of it. It's good to be obsessed with something. Press up. Or, I should say, enthusiastic. And as long as that obsession doesn't hurt yourself or others, it's good, healthy obsession. Inhale. Lengthen the pelvis away from the rib cage. Get inner heavy palm. Press thigh bones back. Deep breath in. And out. Rise onto the toes. And then tiptoe all the way. Forward step between the hands. Breathe in. Shoulders draw down the back. You keep them drawing down the back as you fold so you don't drop the shoulders. Let's circle the arms, rise, press the palms above the head. Lengthen tailbone, lift frontal hips. Circle the hands back to your heart. Home base. Inhale, reach the arms up. And then exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen, halfway lift. Extend the spine. You can go a little back bendy. And then fold, step your right foot back. Pick up the front toes. Grip the fingertips. Step to joy pose. Press through the heels. Lengthen through the crown of the head. This time, chaturanga. Lower halfway or maybe a quarter of the way so that you can maintain the integrity in the shoulders. Good. Press the feet back. Upward facing dog. Press the shoulders back and then the tips of the shoulder blades into the back of the heart. Ooh, got a crack. Snap, crackle, pop. Downward facing dog. I find with back bending, it's important to take your time. You gotta be patient with yourself. This stuff doesn't happen overnight. Deep breath in. And out. And more breath. Open mouth. And rise to your toes. You can step or you can take a little jump. Quiet like a tooth fairy. No noise. Inhale, lengthen. And then exhale. Fold in. Sweep the arms up. And then circle the hands all the way back to your heart. One more round. Inhale. Arms lift. Side body stretch, which is so necessary for back bending. Because in wheel, our arms are above our head. So we have to stretch the lats. Inhale, lengthen. And fold, step the left foot back, and right foot back. And press the thigh bones up, lengthen tailbone. Pull the heart. And then lower, chaturanga. Firm the elbows in, lift the lower belly, thigh bones up. Good. Upward facing. Good. Shoulder heads back, heart forward. Good. Downward facing dog. Deep breath in and out. Steady breathing. When we're put in these kind of crazy situations, like wheel, you still need to find a way to remain centered, and that's with your breath. Not grunting or huffing and puffing, but remaining centered, anchored, stable, having a backbone, boundaries. Open but with boundaries. Apparently this is where I give my little speeches. Downward facing dog. Rise onto your toes. Good. And then step or tooth fairy jump to the top. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, fold. Sweep the arms all the way up. Press the palms. And then circle the hands all the way back to your heart. Okay, this is what they call a wild card in sequencing, and by they, I mean me. So, handstand, best warm up for back bends ever. Here's your wall. Have a wall, you can do it in the middle of the room, and you're just gonna hold it. There's no like up, down, up, down. If you're practicing coming up, you can do that. Otherwise, you just hold, right? We're gonna heat things up. So you'll find your wall, and literally as quietly as you can, just come up, relax the head, and then press away. Keep pressing away. Don't worry about coming away from the wall. You can pull the ribs in, and you hold. Press into the hands, and press away like you don't want your head or your ponytail to touch. And breathe. If you need to come down and come back up, go for it. For 3. For 2. No crash landings, okay? Bend the knees, slowly come down. Take a moment, maybe in a squat. Deep breath in and out. Slowly come all the way up. Come back to Tadasana, like nothing happened. It's one way to just like light things up. Get upside down. Bend your knees. Actually, I lied. Bring a block between your shins. Bend your knees, reach your arms up, chair. Moving into our little sun bee, creative sun bee. Lower the hips, reach the arms up. Take a big breath in. And then as slowly as you can, lower your bum. Keep lowering it, lowering it. It's okay if you lose the block. Pick it back up between your shins. Navasana. Good. Take the hands behind the thighs. Lift your chest. Reach your arms forward. And so this is going to heat up your core and your hip flexors. We use the hip flexors in the back bend. So first we're just gonna strengthen them, and then we'll give them some love later. Slowly lower to low bow. Press the low back down. Just the tips of your shoulder blades touch. Press the belly in. Okay, we're gonna come back up. High bow for 3. 2. Low bow. Press the low back down, flex the toes, open the chest. Lift back up. 1 more. Lower. This is the only, well, not the only core, but you know, the stuff that appears as core work. I disguise it everywhere else throughout the practice. Lift it up. Remove the block. Gracefully cross the ankles. Downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in. And full breath out. Center the left foot. Lift your right leg high. Inhale. And draw your knee into your chest step between the hands. Deep bend into the right knee. Left hand down. Right arm up. Press the left shoulder blade into the back of the heart, but draw shoulder head down the back. Inhale fully. And release the hand down. Step the back heel in and down. Warrior one. Rise. Biceps frame the face. Upright the pelvis. Lower belly in. And deepen into your legs. So in our wheel pose, it's a lunge posture. It's a double leg lunge. So we got to get into the thighs. One more breath. And circle the hands down. Step to plank. Inhale. Chaturanga. Upward facing. So we go from bent arm to straight arm. It's like pressing from the crown of the head to wheel. It's all integrated. Downward facing dog. Center the right foot. Lift your left leg high. Inhale. And draw your knee into your chest. Step between the hands. Deep lunge. Fingertips, heart forward. Press the right thigh up. Right hand down. Left arm up. Twist. Firm your left hip in. Press the right thigh to the ceiling. Stable pelvis. And then from that pelvis, we're able to rotate. Left hand down, right heel down, bend into the knee, warrior one. Rise. And hug the inner thighs towards each other. And then reach, grow out of the pelvis and stretch the sides of the body. Big breath in. And then circle the hands all the way down. Step to plank. Find your flow. Inhale. Chaturanga. Upward facing. Downward facing. And deep breath in. And full breath out. Feet together. Look forward. Bend the knees. And jump. Inhale, lengthen, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees, arms up, chair. And then circle the arms, stand all the way up. Bring the block between your shins again. I love a block between the shins. So what we're doing is we're working to parallel the thighs and really work the inner thighs for a stable pelvis for our back bends. So from here, we come into chair again. Bend the knees, reach your arms up. Deep breath in. Good. Take your right thumb into your hip crease and then sit low. You'll take the elbow across the thigh and then press your left shoulder blade into the back of the heart and align your head and your tail. Good. And then you'll reach your right arm up to the ceiling. I'm loving this little open arm twist these days. Good. Open your right chest, squeeze the back of your right shoulder. And then squeeze the block. Slowly, right hand comes down, come up halfway, inhale. And then left thumb into the hip crease. Take the right elbow across and spin the chest. Lift the heart and lift your left arm. So the work is to take the left shoulder back and open the chest. But we do it by squeezing the back of the shoulder. Lift the lower belly off the thighs. One more breath. And then slowly come up all the way. Circle the hands to the heart. Inhale, reach the arms up. You still have the block. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Option here, so you can remove the block, step back and flow, or you jump with the block. Yeah, rise onto the toes, hands heavy, rise to the tips of the toes. Squeak. And then press up. So we're using the inner thighs the whole time. And ideally, eventually that moves to like a pike handstand, and the inner thighs are working downward, facing dog. It's easier if it's between the thighs, but sometimes you have to experiment. Big breath in. And out. And center the left foot. Lift your right leg high. Inhale. Draw your knee into your chest. Step. A deep bend into the knee. Left hand down, right arm up. Easy twist. And a right hand down, left heel down. Warrior one. Good. Drive your right knee forward on top of the ankle. Upright the pelvis. Good. Maybe press the palms. One more breath. And then circle the hands to the hips. Straighten your right leg. And then step the back foot in a hair. Sharpen the angle. So outer left hip wraps forward. Hips point forward. Lift the frontal hips, lower belly in. And then maybe that back knee starts to bend. You have to work to press your thigh back so the mind goes into the back leg. And then reach your arms high. Just kidding, hands to hips. This is where I was going. Elbows back, deep breath in. I love just kidding a lot. Get sidetracked. Good. And then slowly begin to hinge forward, just halfway. Good. Draw the shoulders and elbows away from the mat. Squeeze the elbows. Firm the right hip in. So this is where we're working the inner thighs. Pull the feet towards each other. Lengthen the back of the neck. Good. And then reach your arms to the side. Good. And then you're going to slowly reach them around, biceps by the ears. So the arms are in line with the spine. Imagine squeezing a block above your head. If I was nasty, I'd make you do it. Good, but lift your arms in line with the ears. So we're opening the shoulders. One more breath. And then release your hands down. And gently just step straight back to downward dog. I don't want to burn out your shoulders too much. Lower the knees. Anahatasana. Walk the hands to the corners of the mat and melt your chest. And this is the same work. Press the tips of the shoulder blades into the back of the heart. Maybe the forehead comes down. Hug the lower belly in. Maybe the chin comes down. And slowly, forearms down, slide forward into Sphinx. Elbows underneath the shoulders. And work to press the inner hand down, outer wrist lifts. Pull the chest through the arms. Good. So from here, we're going to do some hamstring curls. Lift the lower belly. Keep the back engaged. So shoulders drop back. Bend your right knee. Squeeze the hamstring. Flex the toe. And then I want you to lift your thigh bone off of the mat. Good. You keep squeezing it in. Lift the thigh bone and then pulses up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release down. So this is all the back strengthening. We need to compress the back body in our back bends. And squeeze the left heel in, press the pubic bone down, flex the toes, keep it squeezing in, but lift the thigh. It'll be very subtle. Good. Lift it and then pulse for 10, 9, open the chest, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release and all the way down. Okay, from here, lift the lower belly, lift the ribs, tuck the toes, lift the knees, forearm plank. Walk the feet in, dolphin. Relax your head and breathe. You can play with the one-legged dolphin. Lift your left leg if you're doing that. And you can play with going upside down. But no, there might be a lot of work here. Send your right sit bone back. Pull the ribs in. And then inner thighs are working, so the back toes point down. One more breath. You lower your left foot. We go straight back to downward facing dog. Lift the elbows. Deep breath in. And out. One more breath. Letting go. Moving to the other side. Center your right foot. Lift your left leg high. Inhale. And then draw your knee to your chest. Squeeze. Step between the hands. Right hand down. Left arm up. Easy twist. Low. Open the chest. Left hand down. Right heel down. Warrior one. Circle the arms and rise. So go into the legs. Find the lunge. Mind in the back leg. Press the thigh back. Big breath in. And then circle the hands all the way to the hips. Straighten your right leg. Hop the back foot in. And so that both hips can face forward. Lift the frontal hips. Inner thighs scissor. Good, hands to hips. Pin the elbows back. Pull the frontal ribs in. And lean forward. And you're just coming to about halfway. So imagine the hot cup of coffee on your lower back, and you don't want to spill it. Send the left sit bone back, little tuck of the chin, and then lift the shoulders and elbows away. You'd keep the placement, the pelvis, take the arms to the side, and then slowly start to reach your arms forward, bicep by the ears. Without rounding, yeah? So as the arms come forward, they stay in line with the ears. Neck is in line with the spine. For 3. And for 2. And slowly lower the hands down. You step straight back, downward dog. Lower the knees. Anahatasana round 2. Option to bring your hands onto the blocks if you need to go a little bit deeper. So knees underneath your hips and melt the chest down. Maybe the forehead comes down. But rather than collapsing, this is like sensation junkie. I want you to pull the lower belly in, pull the ribs in, and try not to have that sway back. All right, we want to have a supported spine. And we do this by using our muscles. This is that sense of strength and backbone. So I say the same thing sort of over and over, and this is the practice, repetition. Eventually it sinks in when you are ready to hear it. Sometimes we have to learn lessons over and over until we're ready to take it on board. One more breath. And then slowly slide forward. I'm going to come back to Sphinx. My spine's feeling good. All right, so elbows underneath the shoulders. Pull the chest forwards. This time we're going to do little Bakasana, which is a little frog, half frog, Urdhva Bakasana. Turn the left forearm in just for support. Reach your right arm back. Squeeze the heel in. So use the hamstring first and then find the foot. But then you'll grab the inside of the foot. The shoulder rotates out. Elbow rotates down, and then squeeze the heel to the sit bone. So it doesn't go off to the side. It comes straight down to the sit bone. And then you may be able to rotate the fingers around and grab the toes, elbow up. But otherwise, you can just hold it in. And then lift out of your shoulder, spin forward. Lower belly and squeeze your right glute. Yeah, and then press your right hip down to open the hip flexor, open the chest. Good. If you feel totally fine here, just straighten your left arm and you can come up to like a cobra, or, you know, the good stuff. Deep inhale. Oh, I love this one. And slowly lower, and just be exactly where you are. You don't have to love it. That's okay. We all have our preferences and aversions. You just get to know them and work through them. Good. And then turn your right forearm in. And squeeze the heel in with your hamstring. And so it's strength-based to begin. Then grab the foot from the inside, and rather than out to the side, squeeze the heel to the bum and start to rotate the fingers around, elbows point up. Press your pubic bone down into the mat. Squeeze the left glute. Draw your right shoulder back. Lift the lower belly, and you can stay, or you can press into your right hand. So we are still opening the front of the body. Like it's not all strength, right? Everything's a balance. But these components of front body opening and back body strengthening work together. I should do a back bending course, eh? This is my upsell. Deep breath in. And then slowly release all the way down. Okay. Round 2. Tuck the toes. Lift the lower belly. Forearms. Forearm plank. And then walk the feet in. Here we go. Center the left foot, lift your right leg high. Send your left sit bone back and reach through your right heel, toes point down. Relax your neck and then press away to stretch your arms longer. 3, 2. Release the foot down, dolphin. All right, here we go, right back into it. Down dog, straighten the arms. Deep breath in. And full breath out, rise onto your toes. Good, and then step or jump top of the mat. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, fold. Circle the arms all the way up. Press the palms above your head, and then circle the hands to your heart. Okay, we're gonna do a little shoulder opening, which I love. Gomukhasana arms. It's like a secret little rest, okay? So just enjoy the little stretch. You're gonna draw the tailbone down, front ribs in. So we sandwich the front body into the back body, okay? And then take your arms out to a T, find that alignment of the spine. Spin your left palm down and then start to crawl it up your back. Yeah, and then you'll take your right hand to your left elbow and sneak it in a little bit more. Good, and then stay. Reach your right arm above your head. Good, and then bring your hand behind you. They may not connect. You can use your clothes or a strap, or just don't even worry about it. This work of not touching anything is also really good because it's strong. But otherwise, you can clasp the hands. And here's the work. Press the skull into the forearm, pull the ribs in, and breathe. Find that monkey grip. Thigh bones back, tailbone forward. And then slowly release. Take a moment, close your eyes. Blood flows back in. And then we do the opposite. Right thumb down. Bring it in. Walk it up the center of your back. And then you can use your hand to pull the elbow in. So the elbows come towards the midline. Good. Ribs in, tailbone forward, reach your left arm up. Just make sure you're doing the opposite. Grab the fingertips and then maybe hold. Press the skull into the forearm and breathe. One more breath. And then release your arms to the T. Feel the blood flow. Just always noticing the effects of everything you do. Taking the pause. That's how yoga was traditionally done, where you do a pose, you stop, Shavasana. Do a pose, stop, Shavasana. Always feeling the experience and the effects. Downward dog. Here we go. Deep breath in. And out. Center the left foot. Lift your right leg high. Inhale. And draw your knee to your chest. Squeeze. Step between the hands. Good. This time you're going to bring a block. Let's bring it outside. Press the back heel down. We come up warrior one. Inhale. Good. And then circle the hands to the hips. Straighten your right leg. Hop that back foot in. Pyramid legs like we did before. Pull the right hip back. Take your right thumb into your right hip crease. Reach your left arm up to the ceiling. But again, sandwich the front ribs. Press the left thigh back. Start to come forward just to that halfway mark. Send your right sit bone back. And then you'll take the hand across to the block, any height. If that feels inaccessible, you can just bring it inside, and that makes it just a little bit easier. Good. And then place the hand down flat or the fingertips. Pull the heart forward, send your right sit bone back, and then take your left shoulder blade into the back of the heart, head of the shoulder back. Twist to the right. Revolved Trikonasana. Parivrita Trikonasana. Reach your right arm to the ceiling. Mind in the back leg. Press the big toes down, lift the kneecaps. Open the right chest. One more breath. And then release the hand down and revolve over to the left. Wide angle forward fold. Hands to hips. Inhale. And then exhale, fold. Hug the feet together. Lengthen through the crown of the head. And then place the hands in line with the feet. Heels of the hands in line with the heels of the feet. Hug the elbows in, like chaturanga, and then reach the crown of the head forward. Good. Finding length in the spine rather than rounding. Heart forward through the shoulders. One more breath. And inhale, come to fingertips. And then exhale, walk all the way around top of the mat. Lower your left knee down. You can bring a block beside you. This might help for some stability. Right hand to right thigh. King Arthur pose. You'll bend your left knee. You might have to cushion your knees depending on how hard your floor is. Right hand to right thigh. And then come upright. So you can do the same thing as we did on the mat, or on our bellies, I should say. You can grab the inside of the foot and then start to rotate the fingers forward. Oof, she wobbly today. Good. Squeeze the left glute. I'm just gonna do the regular one. Squeeze the left glute. Press the left hip forward and reach your right arm to the ceiling. And avoid going into this like flexi lunge. We're keeping that containment and the strength the whole time. One more breath. And slowly release. Ooh, the knees are tender. Good. And then we're gonna step to plank. And deep breath in. And lower all the way down. Bring the hands by your ribs, squeeze the elbows in. Good. Lift the chest. Cobra. And then lift your legs. Shalabhasana. Imagine that block between the inner thighs. Reach your arms back. Interlace your hands. Big breath in. Okay, we're gonna do the hamstring curls again. Here we go. Squeeze the heels to the butt. Lift the thighs. Release. Just one more. Squeeze the heels to the butt. Good. Lift the thighs. Hold. Continue to squeeze for 3. And lift the thighs. 2. And release. Good. Bring the hands by the ribs. Upward facing dog. Shoulders back. Shoulder tips forward. Downward facing dog. Inhale fully. Exhale completely. Center your right foot. Lift your left leg high. Find a little standing. Draw your knee into your chest. Step between the hands. Place the back heel down. Bring a block outside of your left heel. Rise up, warrior 1. Inhale. Good, and then circle the hands to the heart. Step the back foot in, straighten your front leg. We prepare Parvita Trikonasana. Send the outer left hip bone back. Put the thumb into the hip crease. Reach your right arm to the ceiling. Front ribs in. Mind in the back leg. Lean forward. Good. So you come to that long spine. And again, elbow and shoulder away from the mat. And then we begin to revolve. Bring the hand to the block. Press the right shoulder blade into the back of the heart. Draw your right shoulder head back. Open the left chest. Reach your left arm up. It's a beautiful pose. It's like, it doesn't seem to be a crowd pleaser, but man, it heats you up like no other. And it brings stuff up. That's what we want our practice to bubble things to the surface that have been hiding deep somewhere. One more breath. And then release. Good. And then come over to the right. Parallel the feet high. And slide the hands in line with the heels of the feet. You can find that by just bringing them to the edge of the mat. Firm the elbows in. Reach the crown of the head forward, and you simply stay here and continue to find more length, or you place the head into this triangle. So lean forward, plant the head down, and then you play with lifting the heels. Squeeze the elbows in like chaturanga, and maybe the feet pop up. You can continue to reach through the toes. And then this is inner thigh. Squeeze the legs together. Firm the ribs in. Press the bum in. That sandwiching action. One more breath. And then slowly come all the way down. You can stay for as long as you like if you're really having a good time up there. And then take a moment. Let the blood come back. Inhale. Lengthen. Walk the hands all the way around to the front. Okay. Lower your right knee. Cushion it up if you need to. And then bring a block outside of your left hip if that was valuable before for this quad stretch. So same hand, same side of body. Left hand, left thigh. You might have to go into a bit of a lunge to get into it. Always find the foot. Squeeze the heel in. And pull the heel into the sit bone. So left knee is on top of the ankle and everything pulls in. You may be able to take the inside of the foot and then pull the fingers around and squeeze in. Lower belly in and become upright. Head on top of pelvis, pelvis on top of right knee. Left arm to ceiling. One more breath. And slowly Release. Good. Frame the foot. Pick up the front toe. Step to plank. Good. And then slowly lower all the way to the belly. Good. Hands by the ribs. So belly back bends are the most accessible. They're such a good place to begin. Elbows firm in and a good way to warm up. Good. And then lift your legs. So everything is lifting. Reach your arms back. And then squeeze the heels to the butt. At the same time, grab your feet, flex the toes, and then put the feet on the ceiling. Put the feet on the ceiling. Notice if your head drops, lift your head. Long spine. The glutes are working. Imagine squeezing a block between the thighs. Squeeze the shoulder blades together and lift. 3. Expand the heart, kick. For 2. And release. Slowly, no slingshots. Turn the cheek to the mat. Release arms by your side. And soften the back body. There's a softening that takes place in back bending. Surrender. Strength and surrender. Okay, flip onto your back. And we move into my favorite way to teach wheel. So you'll see this over and over in my teaching. It's a 4-step process, so don't cheat. Don't skip ahead. This is going to build so much strength over time and so much stability in your practice, okay? So draw the shoulders away. Lengthen the fingertips. Place the heels underneath your knees. Don't go too far in. Yeah, under the knees. Good. And then heels are hip width distance or outer hip width distance apart. Feel the feet ground. Relax your toes. Find your robot arms, which I love. Elbows down, shoulder heads down. It's that same pressing. And then release the hands. And take a deep breath in. 1 vertebrae at a time, roll up. So lift your tailbone, press the lower back down, and then come into it. Good. So the work is not to drop the booty, but to press the tailbone, lengthen tailbone to knees. Draw your shoulders more underneath you. Press into your legs. So you're in your legs. Press the skull down. Think chest to chin. Tailbone up. Inner thighs wrap down. Take another breath in. And then slowly make your way 1 vertebrae at a time. Try to pull the frontal hips towards the ribs as you descend. Hands to the belly, chest. And just notice. Maybe it's that heart pumping. Feeling of coffee running through the veins. Heart opening or back bending is an awakening practice. It wakes us up. Okay, round 2. Stick with me. Relax the arms, draw the shoulder heads down. And then slowly, 1 vertebrae at a time, we come up to bridge. So we pick up right where we left off. Lift the tailbone up. Let inner thighs wrap down. Imagine that block between your thighs. And now we flip the hands by the ears. And we stay here. Hands by the ears. Squeeze the elbows in. And puff the chest to the chin. Okay, we're going to come just to the crown of the head, okay? No further crown of the head. Stay. Okay, don't go up. I'm watching. Okay, squeeze the forearms to the shins so that the chest comes towards the arms. Elbows align with the elbows and breathe. This should be quite intense just to get into the legs and pressing the shoulder blades into the back of the heart. And then slowly, chin to chest, come down. Upper back, middle back, lower back, booty. Relax, don't move. Commit to stillness. Okay, stage 3. I always say no one likes stage 3, but it's the work that needs to be done to give you stability and strength, right? And stamina. The 3 S's. Stability, strength, stamina. Okay, relax the arms. First we come to bridge. Slowly roll all the way up. Firm the inner thighs in. You're on the shoulder heads. We don't skip stages. Flip the hands by the ears. Elbows in. Get into your legs. Come to the crown of the head only. From the crown of the head, align the elbows and shoulders, and then press the tailbone up. Heart through the arms. Okay, this is stage 3. You lift the head 1 inch away from the mat. Like you could slide a piece of paper under it. Elbows in. Press the chest through the arms. 1 more breath. Chin to chest, come down. 1 vertebrae at a time. Slow, slow, slow. You made it, round 3. That's no joke. Okay, final round. You can take any stage along the way, always, right? So the idea is you do these practices over and over, right? And slowly progress, but certain days you may just hanging out on stage 3. Okay, stage 4 is wheel. We've made it. Lengthen the fingertips and then slowly, 1 vertebrae at a time, roll up. Set up the foundation. Inner feet heavy and parallel. Inner thighs wrap down. Tailbone into pelvis, chest to chin. Flip the hands by the ears. Crown of the head. Good. And then draw the shoulders back into their sockets. Get into the legs. Tailbone up into pelvis. Stage 3. Good. Find that back bend and then press. I want you to avoid coming through the arms. Draw the shoulders into their sockets and maybe walk the feet in. And then tailbone into the pelvis. The belly's the highest point. Relax the back of the neck. Pretend you're doing a handstand. That's how strong the arms are. Shoulder blades press into the heart. Relax the toes. Steady your breath. One more breath here. Slowly we come down, elbows in. Keep the integrity. Chin to chest. This is the work. Roll down 1 vertebrae at a time. Oh my God. Feet wide. Knees in. Feel the effects of your back bend. Hug your knees into your chest. Notice we didn't hug the knees between each round, so you're not coming into this sort of rebound, reactive shape. We create an active counter to the class at the end. Everything we do consciously, or at least that's our intention. I'm gonna roll up and down the spine, all the way up to a seat. And I'll face this way. Why not? We're gonna do Lord of the Fish or Matsyendrasana. We'll start in the twist, just to unravel the spine. Draw the right knee in and then cross the foot over the thigh. Lift the lower back. So the left leg can stay long, or you bend it in. Both sit bones down. Take the right hand behind you. Reach your left arm up. Your spine is a skewer. Rotate around the axis of the spine. Left elbow, right thigh. Left shoulder blade into the back of the heart. Anchor your right big toe. And you can stay or take the bind. We did lots of shoulder stuff, so you might feel open. Draw the shoulder blades together and then lift the lower back so you're up on your sit bones. And then unravel, like a little neck crack. Unravel over to the left. Straighten your left leg if it isn't already, and bring the sole of the right foot to the inseam of the left thigh. Now your work is to bring your right knee as far over to the right as you can, so the heel almost comes up into the groin. And reach your arms up, and then start to spin toward your belly button. So there's a little twist involved. Good. Release the hands by the knee or the hips. Lift the lower back, and then start to fold. Now keep the length in the spine, right? So try to avoid this. Pull the heart forward. And then if you have the wrist grab, you can do that. And again, roll your right shoulder down. Forehead to shin. Pull the rib cage along the thigh with every breath in. And start this process of turning in. And back bends are very extroverted and emotional, right? They're this opening, exposing, sort of vulnerable, outward expansion. And so balance is necessary. You also need to turn in and go tap into that introverted side. Inhale, look up halfway. Exhale, walk the hands in and lift up. Draw your right knee in, lengthen the leg. Okay, and draw your left knee in, moving to the other side. Cross the foot on top of your right thigh. And then take your left hand behind you. You may pull this foot in, lift and lengthen. Anchor your left big toe. Reach your right arm to the ceiling. And then slowly wrap your right ribs to your left inner thigh. Hook the elbow. So you can stay or you can play with the bind. You want to avoid this rounding and just stay long. Open the left chest, lift the lower back. Everything that's touching the mat, ground down, and everything else reaches up. Unravel over towards the right. And then come back to center. Stretch your right leg long. You'll bring the sole of the left foot to the inner right thigh. Maybe the groin comes in, or the heel comes into the groin, and then fingertips lift and spin towards the right. Reach your right, or reach both arms up, getting all tongue-tied, and start to fold. Inhale, drape the rib cage over the thigh, maybe finding the wrist. And fold. Release the hands. Inhale, look up halfway. And then lift all the way up. Okay, so now we're gonna just come into Baddha Konasana, but just a real restorative version, so we can now just totally surrender the spine and turn in. Bring the soles of the feet together and take like a wide diamond. If you have another variation, go for it. You'll start to thread the arms underneath the thighs if available. If not, you can bring a block to your forehead if you like. And it's okay. Find a nice round spine and thread the arms through. And let your back spread. After all that contracting, we let it expand. One more breath. And slowly unravel the arms, lift up. And we'll come into Shavasana. I love the blocks under the thighs, so if you'd like that, turn the blocks on an angle in, just under the hamstrings. And then draw the tailbone towards the knees, lengthen the lower back. Open the chest. Yeah, draw the shoulder blades down the back and then start to surrender, right? Shavasana is the ultimate surrender. We do the work, but then we offer it up and let it go, offering it to something beyond ourselves. And to know this is enough for today. Shavasana. Start to deepen your breath. Feel the rise in your chest. You can always stay for as long as you like. Comfort of your home and space. Reach your arms above your head. And then draw your knees to your chest. Slowly roll to the side and come up to seated. Anything that's comfortable. Bring the hands into your heart, this place where we kind of centered our attention. And to know that you have done the work not only to find ease and opening in the heart space, but also a sense of courage and strength and bravery, and that backbone. Take a deep breath in and out. One Om. Inhale. Bring your hands to your forehead and take a deep bow. in honor of your practice. Namaste. Hopefully you feel a little bit illuminated and ready, open but stable. Have an amazing day. Thank you for practicing. Mwah.